Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited you're here with me today. My name is Cindy, you know that, and I'm here with Heather today for another series, another session in our Women's Empowerment Teacher Series. Thank you, Heather, so much for coming and joining me. I'm so happy you are here today.
Thank you so much, Cindy. It is a pleasure to be here today. I'm so excited to talk about our journey.
Oh, me too, me too. So you want to start, tell everybody, so you were a teacher before, and what are you doing now?
Yeah, so I was an elementary school teacher for 7 years, and now I am in instructional design, working at a tech company, helping them create training materials for trainers to train the clients on the products that we have. It's
I
pretty
love
exciting.
it. Is cool, right? And I just want to point out that it's not even an educational company, right? You're
No,
working for a tech company, right?
yeah,
So what is awesome about it?
it's completely outside of education. And, when I envisioned myself leaving teaching, I saw two paths, one going into the corporate education field and the other just off somewhere else. And so I worried, how the vibe would be and how comfortable I would be in a setting that wasn't related to education at all, but I'm loving it so much. And I'm getting to use tools that I've used for the last 7 years teaching with adults. And I'm getting to, design curriculum and design training materials and courses for clients. Then it's just so exciting to see like this company is using my product. Like I created this and they're using it for thousands of people, it's so exciting.
It is exciting. I mean, that must feel amazing to see your products published, to see your products being used by thousands of adults, right?
Yes,
Having an
for
impact
sure.
on a greater scope, a larger audience than you ever had before.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So what I know that a lot of teachers are in that transitioning stage or thinking about transitioning. What was the breaking point for you? Why'd you decide to leave?
Really, the breaking point was one, I didn't want to leave hating teaching. So I knew I was getting to that point. I could feel that boiling point of just the frustration outside of everything that happens outside of my classroom. I love teaching. I loved working with the kids, but also I wanted to be valued and respected and appreciated for the work that I did. And while that does happen with teaching, I felt like I wasn't getting, what I needed from that. I was doing a lot outside of the classroom, writing curriculum for the district, creating teaching materials that I sold online, doing professional development, and all these other things that, really I couldn't give my full attention to because teaching was number one. And I realized I loved those things so much and that I wanted to hone in on those skills that I had that I really only got to practice like in the summer when I wasn't teaching.
And now it's what you do every day, right?
Yes, every day. It's great. It's so fun to think, wow, I get to wake up and I just get to create really cool stuff. Like I don't, I'm in a position where I don't have to train anyone. I'm not in the front end of things. So I just get to be in the back end, creating my materials and having fun with it and working with a team of people that are so awesome. And their backgrounds are so diverse too. I actually have somebody who was a teacher on my team and he is now a trainer. So
Nice, nice. And tell everybody, so where do you work?
yeah. So I'm working at a tech startup. It's called Knock CRM. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I also meant like your office, right? You're
Oh,
working, you're
yes.
working
Yeah.
remotely.
I'm working remotely. I get to stay in my PJs if I want to on the bottom, dress up on top. No. But it's just so nice because like I, as a teacher, I was the one who was working till 8 p.m. I was the one who was staying after school or going up on the weekends. And it was just my workflow. And now to be here and to be, not rushing what I'm going to make for dinner or getting to take my dogs on a walk or getting to exercise or like read a book, like the pace is so different than teaching. When I talk to some of my teacher friends, I always say I get to be my summer self all the time now. I get to have the hobbies that I could only have in the summer all the time now and just
That's
explore so many things that I never had time for most of the year.
That's a great expression. I like the way you put that. I like
Yeah.
the way you put that. So how was the transition to finding a job? Like the process of getting there?
It was a journey. I think last year, when it was about January, February, when I was deciding to leave teaching, there was this empowering movement happening of like, leave the classroom, you'll find a job right away. And everybody was like, yeah, and
It's
that
not like
wasn't
that, right?
necessarily the case. No, I mean, it really wasn't. I really started applying for jobs and like juicing up my resume in March. And it was months that I applied. I applied for over 100 jobs, keeping a running list and putting the rejection next to the ones I, didn't get, or question mark next to the ones that never got back to me. I don't even know if like they're even still hiring, right? Like they just never got back. And changing my resume and, reading everything you read on LinkedIn of like, it only should be one page. It should have a design. No, it should just be a plain Word document. It should be all of these things. It was just like, it was really overwhelming because there was no one right way to do it, basically besides hiring you.
Thank you.
So, after that huge journey and all, I mean, it was devastating. And I was in the same boat as so many of my friends who also left teaching. And we're all sitting there like, all right, here's number 99. Like we've applied for the same jobs. We've, just nobody was really getting callbacks. And when they saw the progress that I made working with you in just 2 months of, us working together, they are all ready to jump ship and find you too.
Well, thank you. So I know you had applied to over 100 jobs before we met. And then, so let's talk about what happened after we met. So it was 2 months and what was going on? You had
Yeah. So I came to you with I had my resume, I had a cover letter, that I was using. I also, because I wanted to go into instructional design, knew that I needed a portfolio. So I started to put together, teaching materials that I had created, a curriculum that I designed, different things when I was virtually teaching that I did, different videos and such. And I started putting all of this into a professional portfolio to put on my resume to show clients. So I kind of came to you really just with that portfolio, if we're being real, and you were, you weren't somebody who was like, give me your resume, I'll write it for you, give me the job, I'll do it, I'll get back to you. No, we sat there in sessions together, brainstorming how we would write certain things to fit what the job description was asking and the job requirements and the qualifications. And just, I really learned how to change the wording on my resume to match what, employers were actually looking for. And it was you that helped me do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, you were in multiple stages of interviews at 5 different companies, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So that was just like, even just one interview, after all of those months of getting nothing, I was like, yes, over the moon. But yeah, it wasn't just one, it was 5. It was multiple different types of jobs. It wasn't just instructional design. We weren't just, something that I love so much was that you didn't make me stick to just one thing. And that's floating around LinkedIn too, pick a job, stick with it, get good at, marketing yourself just for that job. But that wasn't the case. You did a great job helping me find a customer success job if I wanted one, or a curriculum writing and education if I wanted one, or this instructional design with a tech company. Like all of these jobs, because of the work that we did together, got back to me.
Yeah, you were interviewing for all of them. And as a
Yep.
matter of fact, you had to pull out of a few of them because you already had not one, but 2 job offers
Yep. Yeah. I
in 2
accepted one.
completely different areas. So were in a position to choose which one you wanted.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great moment of getting to say, hey, well, I have a job offer. What can you offer me? And learning how to negotiate and, learning how to be my best self in an interview as well. Like all of these things we did together. It wasn't just about fixing the resume. It was how to market myself on LinkedIn so that, I have a presence there and I'm not just liking or making random posts about leaving teaching,
'Cause that doesn't work.
It does not work.
Right? And all those interview practices, right? I remember each one, and because each interview practice that we did was targeted differently, because we spoke differently for the customer success interview than we did for the curriculum writing one, or the instructional design, or the other positions that we were working on, right? Your answers had to be different, and we changed
Yep.
it up for every interview.
Yeah. I mean, because it wasn't just the technical, questions that we had to make sure I knew how to answer, but it was also those soft skills, but applied to these different jobs. So you can't just have one answer and it works for every interview.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that completely. So are you super happy?
I'm so happy. I really I'm thriving in this new role. I'm thriving working from home. It has its challenges moving from such a fast-paced, chaotic style of working, like in teaching, to working remotely and being at a really healthy pace. I didn't realize that teaching was pretty unhealthy in work-life balance. I mean, yes, but no, I was just taking it. But being able to have that work-life balance that matches what I want for my life is, priceless. So
I am so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. And I know this is like the beginning of so many great things for you, the next step of your career.
it really is. And I'm starting even now to think, how would I want to move up? Where do I want to go next? I actually have I'm able to ask these questions where it's like teaching. It's like, oh, do I want to change grades or move a different school, or maybe go back to school for years to become admin or something? It feels so great to see a ladder of success in my job right now.
Yes, yes. And I know we talked about that, how you can get to that next level and how you set the stage now so that in 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you can be there, right? Because you
Yes.
can't wake up in 3 years and say, I want that promotion. You have to lay the groundwork now.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's really awesome. I love the dynamic. I love, I did not love the job hunting before I met you, and then you made it fun. You made it easy, as difficult as it was and as stressful. I mean, I cried in one of our interview practices because
Yes,
I was
you
so
did.
stressed.
You did. I remember. Yep, I remember that. And I remember telling you, like, you're going to be okay.
But
Just
I think I
relax. You
told
are
one of my
so
friends,
talented. You're going to be okay.
yes, I told one of my friends, I was like, I'm crying because I have too many interviews. I'm overwhelmed because they're all different jobs and I'm having to remember what to say. And I'm like, that's a good reason to cry right now.
Well, it was. And I remember telling you that, but it was a bit stressful. I remember you were going on a trip and we were planning that you had to bring a blazer and a blouse with you
Yep.
on that trip just in case,
Yeah.
right? Because you had so many interviews happening at the same time.
Yep. Yeah. It's not all just a game of chance. There's really a way to market yourself and there's really a way to shine through your resume and through your cover letters and whatever you're producing. There really is a way. And I have to thank you for, helping me learn that way because I really thought I knew it all and I did not.
Well, thank you so, so, so much. It was such a pleasure working with you. I am so excited for you, and I love seeing how happy you are.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure working with you too. And I am so looking forward to my future now.
Me too.
Thanks.
Thank you.